What's up, guys? Cody here with Don and the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast, coming at you with episode 9 of our weekly episode series. Lots of sports action going on last week. We had the NBA draft, we had the NHL draft, we had some WNBA action, we had lots of CFL action. We're getting ready for the Olympics, so lots to talk about. But yeah, it should be an exciting one, so let's get into it. All right, so without further ado, Don, why don't you kick us off for episode 9?
All right. I think my first topic is going to be Angel Reese and her stinking thinking attitude. I heard her say again the other day that their league is not about one person. Everyone's not watching one person. Now, you have to kind of agree with that, but there are stars. Like, for example, in the NFL, there's more tickets sold when Patrick Mahomes is playing somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
There's more tickets sold in hockey when Connor McDavid's playing somewhere. Yeah. So, but let's just go over some information about this quickly. So, when Caitlin Clark started playing, the Fever, their average attendance last year was just over 4,000 people.
Per game?
Per game.
Yeah. And
since Caitlin Clark has been there, they're averaging 16,757 a game.
Yeah, it's quite the big. That's over 12,000 fans.
Right. Now, when Angel Reese, before she played for Chicago, they were averaging 7,242 per game, and now they're averaging 8,658. So 1,200 more.
Yeah.
If we go to just this week, when they play, when Chicago played Vegas, Vegas is averaging over 10,000 per game. They're averaging actually 11,300. When Angel Reese went there, they had 9,025 people. So they actually lost 2,000 people. When Caitlin Clark played there last night, over 20,000 people, the highest attendance record in 25 years.
Yeah.
So you know what? Get over yourself and just focus on your job, shut your mouth, and know your place.
Know your role. That's the Rock's famous saying.
I'm not the Rock. I'm
know your role.
Place.
Can you smell? Okay. So you just kind of went into the third topic or our last topic, so I'll just roll into that right away. We're going to do a little top-heavy WNBA here, but the All-Star voting was released, and the teams were announced. It's kind of weird, because I don't really know how the voting exactly works, because it looks like the WNBA All-Stars are going to be playing the U.S. Women's National Team, which you would think that most of the women on that team would also be WNBA All-Stars, so I guess they have two separate groups, but regardless, they do the vote just like the NBA.
Well, I'm thinking they probably got amateurs and professionals. Kind of amateurs.
Yeah, but there's only one All-Star team, though.
I know, but
in the NBA.
I'm talking about...
In the NBA, they have, like, the rookie team.
Yeah.
But this is not the rookie team.
No. This is the American National Team.
Yeah.
Right?
So I guess you have your top vote-getters, but if you're on the women's national team, then they'll just bump down to the lower vote-getters. So last year, the highest voted player on for the All-Star team was A'ja Wilson, who's the best player in the league by far.
Yep.
She's awesome. She plays for Las Vegas Aces. You can't deny that she's the best player in the league. 95,000 votes got her as the top spot. This year, I guess all of you and you can probably guess who the top vote getter was. But remember, hashtag WNBA is not about one player. But
not Angel Reese.
It's Caitlin Clark, and guess how many votes she had? I know I told you before the show, but if you didn't know, what would you think? If I told you 95,000 people voted last year, what would your thought be?
150.
Yeah, 700,000 votes.
That's a lot, guys.
That is a lot, guys. All right, we're rolling through. Go on, next topic.
Okay, NHL free agency. I lost my computer. Anyways, so some guys won and some guys lost, and Nashville won big time.
They won the Steven Stamkos sweepstakes.
Yeah, they actually spent $108 million on 3 players.
Yeah.
They got Steven Stamkos, Jonathan Marchessault, and Brady Shea, 3 40-goal scorers.
We forgot to move the camera over again.
For what?
For our video. Hopefully there's enough room. Anyways, go ahead. I just remembered.
Okay, I guess I can edit that out too. Yeah, so rack up the time too. Yeah, so they've gone offense. Vancouver also did okay. Chicago did well. Other teams.
Chicago was bottom of the league last year, right? Like, they were not very good.
Yeah, but
I mean, they have a young team, so it's going to take them a while to get going.
But they're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
The Maple Leafs did dick all as usual. They signed their 2 goaltenders, and they got the backup goaltender from Florida. So
they re-signed their 2 goaltenders, like Samsonov and the other guy.
No, Wall and Murray, who was hurt for the last 2 years.
Oh, okay. He's a decent. He's a decent goalie when he's healthy,
he's too
right?
Old now. He's too old now. So
that's the one thing they needed. Not one thing, but that's heavily what they needed for their goaltending.
They did get that Larson Eckert from the Panthers on defense, so that'll help them a bit.
Yeah.
But you know what? By far, and there still is time, but record high on July 1st, over 100 free agents signed to the tune of over $1 billion American.
That's crazy. That is, yeah, the salary cap's just getting absolutely nuts.
Foolishness.
NBA, similar thing. NBA free agency started this weekend. A couple of notable players that were signed. Jason Tatum obviously signed his 5-year max extension, $315 million. That's the highest,
you know what,
richest contract in NBA history.
I heard that, and I'm going, this is ridiculous.
The money's there, man.
$70 million, it's over $70 million a year. I'm going, stop it. Oh
yeah.
My God.
And the crazy thing is Jaylen Brown, who's their second star, signed last year, was the highest, which is now the second highest NBA contract. I think it was like $305 million or something.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Philly, for all you Philly fans, you must be excited. Paul George left the Clippers, created a big 3 with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. 4-year, $212 max extension. He wanted the 4 years. Like he wanted the contract years. That
is he actually still any good?
He's still pretty good. He's probably worth his money, maybe a little bit less. They also locked up Maxey with 5 years, $204 million. So, I mean, I think Maxey has a higher ceiling, but he's obviously a younger player with less experience. So I can understand where they're coming from there. Denver, this is a little bit less notable, but it kind of flies under the radar.
Oh, I love that move.
They didn't sign. Denver?
No, sorry. Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
Dallas.
So I'll get into that. So Denver didn't shell out the cash for KCP, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, who's a big role player in their championship team. So that's 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, they lost 2 important role players, and they looked further from the championship this year than they did last year. So next year is going to be tough for them. They didn't want to shell out the cash. And last but not least, Klay Thompson signed with the Dallas Mavericks, 3 years, $50 million. Which will be another kind of big 3. Klay Thompson's still not as good as he was before, but he's a catch and shoot kind of guy, and Luka Doncic will throw those assists in. So if he's knocking down shots, they're going to be a scary team next year. All right, so I guess our last topic today, it's kind of my topic, so I'll kind of lead the way, but 2,051 days. Do you know what, does that mean anything to you?
2,051 days?
5 years, 7 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days.
The last time I had sex?
Pretty sure that's a higher number, but...
Well, I'm just taking the guess.
So that was the last time the Redblacks defeated Hamilton in the CFL. They had 10 consecutive defeats to them before the win on Sunday night last week, and they still barely beat them. I'll save the detail analysis for our next video, but I just thought that was pretty crazy. That's 5 years to lose, and there's only 9 teams.
That's like owning a team.
Yeah.
But like I was explaining to you the other day, and we will do something on this, that even though the CFL only has 9 teams, it's very difficult to consistently win a championship. It's very difficult.
Yeah, like there isn't many like 3P winners even back to back. Like there, well, I guess
the last back-to-back was the Bombers, and that was the first one in years.
Yeah. Even when Calgary had that crazy stretch, they weren't winning.
They weren't back to back. And the thing is that because the top 5 or 6 teams are so equal, like, I mean, it can be this team this year, this team this year, this team this year.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they're equal at the top and they're equal at the bottom. Like, there's the bottom 3 teams are all 0-4.
Yeah.
I just found that I just found that crazy.
It's okay. I'm not even going to edit the swear words anymore.
I just found that nuts. So we'll get into more detail with our CFL podcast coming at you tomorrow. But I just thought that was a crazy stat. I guess the Redblacks have been kind of crap the last few years, but I mean they look a little bit better this year. But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go. We've gone over today, anyways. We've buggered the whole thing.
Watch it. We literally said right when we started the podcast, we're like, okay, we're gonna stick to our 2 minutes, and then we're gonna end the video. We're gonna be done. But we split.
Okay,
we went the wrong way.
Okay, so I just want to quickly say, when I was talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, okay, Angel Reese has played 18 games so far. She's averaged 13.2 points a game, and 1.9 assists. Clark has played 21 games, so 3 more games.
Her season was heavy at the beginning. They played like every other day.
Averaging 16 points, so she's higher. But 7.1 assists, which means she passes the ball more.
Yeah, but they play a different position, though. It's not the same. You can't compare that because she's like a guard whose role that is. If Angel Reese is just like, she's a big man, big woman, or whatever, however you want to say it.
She's a ball hog.
No, she's not a ball hog. She's the one that they assist to.
I don't like her.
I get what you're saying, but that you can't really fairly compare them because it's like comparing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to Magic Johnson or Larry Bird. They play completely different roles on the team.
You got one guy black, one guy white. Come on.
So it is interesting though, but
the other thing is that one of the big problems with this Angel Reese gal, and I hope she can really change this, because she has to become a bit more humble, a bit more grateful, stop playing the race card, and like, she's 22 years old, she's a black female, and she's a millionaire, and that's not enough for her.
Yeah.
And she's still bitching and complaining, well, this person get... Well, guess what? Look at your attitude and look at Caitlin Clark's attitude. Who the fuck wants to support that attitude? Nobody.
It's tough. Like, a good analysis on the two is, like, Angel Reese plays kind of like that bang down low kind of game where, she's in the post and she's getting the ball and she's throwing it up. She's getting a lot of defensive rebounds. She's getting a lot of offensive rebounds. She's doing more of the grind work, which is not... As a fan, that's more like a casual fan, unless you're like super into basketball and you love analyzing the game and stuff. Like, you'll never really truly be able to appreciate kind of what she does on the court. And then compared to Caitlin Clark, who plays that more exciting style, shooting logo threes, making sick passes. Her game is more exciting to watch as a fan. It just translates more. It's like if they're dunking, if the women were dunking in the post, which we had talked about.
Well, they don't want to do that because
and those games would get elevated, but it's just not the same. So, but then when you factor in her unfortunate off court attitude,
it's terrible.
It sucks.
It's
and
terrible.
And but she's a young girl. She's got some time to figure it out.
I mean, I don't know why she's got such a chip on her shoulder. Like,
I think it's
get over yourself.
Yeah, it must have been environment growing up. I'm sure she had a tough childhood growing up.
But she's she's doing well now. So get over it. And the thing is, everyone wants to go see the number 1 pick overall. I haven't heard anyone say, you know what? I'm getting tickets because the number 7th draft pick is in town today. I've never heard anybody say
unless
that.
you think about like next year is going to be interesting because you got so Bronny James got drafted 55 overall last week to the LA Lakers.
That was
and you know what? They had their press conference yesterday in LA.
I saw it.
And they had the numbers, their higher pick, like I think he was number 17 in the first round.
Yeah.
He was over at one table, and then all the reporters were over talking to Bronny, interviewing Bronny or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like...
And it's... Okay, so we weren't pushed into actually picking him. You could have picked him in the 5th round, for shit's sake.
Yeah.
As opposed to wasting a second round pick on this
There's only 2 rounds.
Only 2 rounds of basketball?
There's only 2 rounds.
Well, they still could have picked him in the 5th. He'd have been available.
They could have signed him as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, they didn't have to waste a draft pick on him.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it looks better.
That was my point.
Pick. Yeah.
That was my point.
Yeah.
But just because he's LeBron James' kid, right? Like, he's not that good. Anyways.
He isn't that good, and he looked horrible in college. He averaged 4 points a game. He never played. He was on the bench for a losing team at USC. Like, he had that cardiac arrest last year, which... I'm sure affected the way he played last season, but he should have stayed another year. It's an obvious example of nepotism, obviously. It happens all the time in America, but it's just the way that it's not that he got drafted, it's the way that they're spinning it, right? Like, even Rob Pelinka, the GM yesterday, was like, he's like, we drafted Bronny because his hard work stands out, and his talent is there and all this stuff. Why are you taking us all for some idiots?
Shit.
Yeah, like why are you pretending like we're all stupid and that this isn't the reason? Oh, well, LeBron James never really had a factor. It's the same thing when they hired JJ Redick, their new coach.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, LeBron James had no influence. Yeah, right. He's on the tail of his career.
You told them who to draft and when to draft it.
You've given up everything to get this guy. So you know what? You might as well, with the last 2 years, make him happy. So you're going to sign the coach that he wants. They had a podcast together like 3 weeks ago that they started.
Him
and JJ Redick, and they're like, "Oh, LeBron James had no influence on who they draft." It's like, come on, guys,
and
like tell us the truth, and stop spinning us in circles. It's ridiculous.
And I'm absolutely surprised that they haven't blamed the cops for his cardiac arrest. Just saying.
All right, on that note, we'll wrap this episode up. Episode 9, so next week's episode 10. Do we want to announce our special announcement now, or do we want to wait till next week?
We wait.
Well, wait.
We wait, they wait.
We've got a special...
It's not that long, guys.
1 week is 7 days, guys. If you wait, it's 1 weekend and 4 more days.
That's right.
So...
And
good things come to those who wait. That's right, guys. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that guy there? No, him.
All right, so thanks again for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure you leave us a comment, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel. You can catch all our next videos coming up as well. We got our CFL one coming out tomorrow. Do we have anything else on the docket for this week, or we'll just do the 2 and then...
I'm going to be watching Money in the Bank.
Okay, so maybe we'll do a... how do you feel about filming on Friday? How do you feel about...
I'm down.
Figure out. Maybe we'll do a little preview show for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. We haven't done a wrestling show in a while, so...
A preview show. It's not at 8 o'clock. You got to work.
No, like a preview. Like, we'll make our predictions and picks and stuff.
Oh.
And talk about the matches.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Well, we can do that Friday or Saturday. Because we might want to wait till the last episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
In case they had any matches.
Yeah, we got back and bang that up Saturday.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll come at you this week with a little Money in the Bank preview. And then, like always, episode 10 next week. Stay tuned. We got an exciting announcement for our loyal subscribers. So, can't wait to share that with all of you guys. And until then, guys, have a great week.
Later.